My son, I have chosen you to spread the message to the people. You must go. You must go now.
There's a lot I want to talk about. Yeah, I'm about to go ahead and let it out. This the year that we need to pay attention to. There's a whole lot of stuff that's about to go down. Pretty soon they gon' try to do away with cash. Biometrics taking over fingerprint scans. Look, there's a whole lot y'all don't understand. A new world order, it was all a plan. Fascination's taking people out every day. Using eugenics to depopulate. The truth is not hitting, it's dead in your face. For you to wake up, what is it gonna take? Listen, you just gotta do your research. Believe me when I say this, it don't take much. It don't really have to take a genius to pick up the pieces. You can see the whole world kinda messed up. Yeah, a lot of people say I'm crazy. I guess it's because of the information that I drop daily. Instead of showing love, man, y'all low-key hate me. Don't think I don't be reading all the stuff that y'all be saying. I ain't gon' lie, yeah, it kinda hurts sometimes. But I gotta stay on my grind. At the end of the day, I'm doing what I gotta do to open up everybody's eyes. Had a conversation with one of my kinfolk. I was speaking on some things they ain't really wanna know, like how the government poisoning our food, putting GMOs in everything we consume. I can't even trust the water cause I know it's fluoridated. I can break it down to you, but it's really complicated. Yeah, we living in a world ran by some Freemasons. I was chosen by the highest and I know they all hate me. Woo. What you know about Agenda 21, boy? Tell me if you know about the Georgia Guidestones. Y'all too busy looking in your iPhones, but be the main ones telling me that I'm wrong. I'ma keep it a band, it's gotta be the most ignorant generation that I'm living in. I know God looking down like I'm sick of this. Seems like everybody's so in love with sin. Mic check, tell me are you listening? Do you see what's going on up in Michigan? Genocide, genocide, genocide. You need to know exactly who you're dealing with. You can run, but you can't hide. Let me tell you about the place where I reside. Yeah, I live in a city where the youth is dying. It's like every other day they drop like flies. Oh my gosh, when will we ever unite? Stop killing each other over useless crimes. Mama's losing their babies at an early age, and like every day, fathers fading away. Everybody on drugs, either that or they gay. Birth control clinics making millions every day. This shit sad, and I don't know what else I can say. I'm like Moses with the staff, I'm just making the way, revealing the truth. According to the scripts, I'm a Jew. I stay with my tool, I'll never steal, I stay on the move. And when I drop knowledge on them, they face turn blue, thinking to themselves, man, who the hell is this dude? You know me as Boom, I am the epitome of my crew. I go hard with everything that I do, making this music for you, so get with the groove. I'm hoping that one day I can make a change within this world and take away all the pain. So much grief from my heart, I can go insane, but my faith so strong, yeah, it's all in my brain. I'm connected with God, so I can't be stopped. I give it all that I got, I just need one shot. Please lend me your ear so I can give you that fire. I'm a man of a higher, I won't tell you a lie. Look, one thing before I go, to my brothers and my sisters, I just want you to know that I love you all, and it's straight from the heart. Know that change is good, we all need a new start. Time's fading away, and I believe with a notion. We in the last days, so we gotta stay focused on the voice of the people. That's what my father told me. My name is Yarika the Chosen. Gone.
Let's get spiritual. I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time. I see the vision in my mind, in my purpose I'm aligned. I refuse to slow down, I claim these blessings all around. I'ma keep my focus, and I'ma stay grounded. I have a really good feeling about this. Put a target on my goals I can't miss. Lately I've been manifesting, setting good intention, and I believe in me, 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 me. Everything I want is in me. I attract abundance to me. In a vision, I believe in me, 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 manifestation of universal power. I am a wonder that exists all around me. I am a creator of my reality, and the universe is ready to support my dreams. I am a powerful aspect of divine consciousness. I am in tune to all that I need. And I believe in me, 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 me. Everything I want is in me. I attract abundance to me. Inner vision, I believe in me, 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 me. Everything I want is in me. I attract abundance to me. Inner vision, I believe in me.
Immortal. Yeah. Came out the portal, immortal into a human body. I've been existing way before the earth had Anunnakis. Intergalactical battles, intergalactical travels, infinitely going through stars. The universe will unravel all of its secrets. Peep it, I'm starting to leak it. Time for truth is coming 100, it's time to seek it. Expanding my perception through the spectrum of light. I'm going in with spectrum and the shit's out of sight. We indigo children, yeah, we building frequencies through the ceiling. Penetrating through reality, a marvelous feeling. Regardless, we're healing these humans that be claiming we demonic. The resonance goes over their heads, we super cosmic. Your logic is ignorance mixed with fear in your thinking. My pineal gland is flooded, son, that shit don't be blinking. Sinking into your subconscious like a song with no words. The way I come up with these symbols of letters is absurd. Hey yo, my rhymes are like angelic beings. That shit is freeing, so pure that if you were born blind, I'll have you seeing. Breathing in a multi-dimensional light so captivating. Double helix is nonsense to what I'm activating. Feel the power from within, seeping right through my skin. From the earth into my feet as it goes up to my chin. It got me grinning, rotation like spirals, my music spinning. I told you that I don't be playing, still I'm always winning. Fibonacci to the haters, curve them right to the side. They don't understand the energy, it comes from inside. So inside is what I master, used to be a disaster. Now I'm gladly elevating to a whole new chapter. Yeah, I'm giving birth to a whole new style. I incarnated through New York, yeah, I read Long Isle. Don't get it twisted though, I'm truly repping this earth. I came to free all these humans and show you all what you're worth. Immortal. Yeah, raising your frequencies one soul at a time. As I pass this mic to my boy Spectrum, yo Spectrum, light that up, kid.
They tried to tell me I'm mortal, I told them I was immortal. They asked me what makes me different, I asked them what makes you normal. I just followed my morals and I unfollowed the formal. Hopped on a track with crews, now we straight cruising through portals. I download the Metatron, I'm reversing it till I'm dead and gone. If you think I'm dope, then you said it wrong. Not trying to flex, but I'm hella strong. Mine did things you never seen. When I say mine, you know what I mean. I'm the most when I'm in my mode, and y'all average is like the mean. I really didn't mean to go intervene. I'm the middleman chilling in between. You should do the math, we ain't keeping score. But I just hit a 3.14. I cook it up, make it look easy as pie. I'm moving in silence and seeing the sign. I am the G. If you remove me, all you gon' see is your sins. This is a big game of sins. The simulation is breaking again. I'm taking control, creating my soul. And if the truth fits, I'm breaking it in. Breaking it. All I really know is that I'll never know. I've been here for forever, don't know when to go. I think that indicates that I'm an indigo. In that case, I'm in the go. Green light, my heart, chakra booming. Solar plexus, Lexus zooming. You assuming that I'm human. I'm just being what you doing. I've been teaching teachers frequently. It's apparent I'm a parent when it comes to raising frequencies. The way I'm living life, I haven't rest in peace recently. Immortal with my technique, but my ego dying easily. Death is teasing me by leaving me with DMT. Now it seems to me that everything I see is seeing me. Life is just an infinite circle with a twist. I used to wanna be like them, now they do not exist.
Immortal.
Peace, everyone. Hope I am being heard this evening. If you could just indicate and let me know you do hear me clearly. But yes, welcome in to Melanin Frequency. and also our act of unity. We are on number 25 this evening. So yeah, welcome in. Thank you so much that I'm being heard. Thank you for that confirmation. So yes, we are in the year of divine unity. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. And in the year of divine unity, we embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe. Oh, so yes, we do join each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we've been transmitting since the fall equinox of 2019. Ashe to that as well. So, with that being said, I am your host. My name is Star. I'm Kin 122. I'm the White Overtone Wind, and I am honored to be a priestess initiate of the Mimic Priesthood. So, I empower in order to communicate commanding breath. I seal the input of spirit with the overtone tone of radiance. I am guided by the power of heart. Ashe. So, once again, welcome in. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll get right into our mission before we get started with anything else. So, our mission is to shift the global consciousness of the melanin dominant population and establish an everlasting legacy of divine frequency beings with immortal health and immortal wealth through the application and remembrance of cosmic knowledge. Ashe. So we are on Kin 96 this evening. We are on a yellow overtone warrior. We are currently in the yellow human wave spell. And we are going to read this and please join me as we do so. So we're going to read it 3 times. First time is I. Second time I'll read it as you. And the third time collectively we will read it as we. Right? So Kin 96, the yellow overtone warrior. I empower in order to question, commanding fearlessness. I seal the output of intelligence with the overtone tone of radiance. I am guided by the power of flowering. You empower in order to question, commanding fearlessness. You seal the output of intelligence with the overtone tone of radiance. You are guided by the power of flowering. We empower in order to question, commanding fearlessness. We seal the output of intelligence with the overtone tone of radiance. We are guided by the power of flowering. I am a galactic activation portal in order to question fearlessness of intelligence in the tone of radiance. By the power of flowering, enter me. Ashe, Ashe, and Ashe O. So yes, with that, this for the Destiny Cross for 90, Kin 96. The guide is Kin 44, which is the yellow overtone seed. The mental body is Kin 226. That is the white overtone world bridger. The emotional body is Kin 165. That is the red solar serpent. And the physical body for Kin 96 is Kin 83, and that is the blue overtone night. And that collectively is Kin 96, the yellow overtone warrior. So we will go ahead and jump into the announcements. So with that, just take any notes or take any screenshots or jot down anything that you see come on up with this through the announcements. And also feel free to always reach out if you have any questions or interested in anything that you do see on the screen. So it'll run through twice, and hopefully you can catch everything. And if not, we always have the information for you on standby. So just take a moment and go through these announcements with us, okay? And we will.
yourself, all by your, love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by your, love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by your. Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself I made a promise that I always come first, Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself I made a promise that I always come first, Ain't nothing like knowing that you the shit. Walk in the room and peep their energy switch. Yeah, like how he get that bag like that, and how he keep the baddest thing by the hip. I need to join a frequent flyer program, cause I can't let her take a trip. Touchdown, kill the show and then I dip. Up now and I know they looking sick. Had a chance to build with me, but you wasn't on your shit. No, 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 no. And it ain't my fault that you never found your abundance on my plate, yeah. And we shooting for the stars. I've been working on my aim, yeah. Learning how to play the game. On the track, I do my thing. I just gotta say, before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself, I made a promise that I always come first, Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself. Love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by your. Love on yourself, all by yourself. Love on yourself, all by your. Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself I made a promise that I always come first, Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself I made a promise that I always come first, Ain't nothing like knowing that you the shit. Walk in the room and peep their energy switch. Yeah, like how he get that bag like that, and how he keep the baddest thing by the hip. I need to join a frequent flyer program, cause I can't let her take a trip. Touchdown, kill the show and then I dip. Now and I know they looking sick. Had a chance to build with me, but you wasn't on your shit. No, no, no. And it ain't my fault that you never found your place. I can't hold no dead weight, yeah. Too much abundance on my plate, yeah. And we shooting for the stars. I've been working on my aim, yeah. Learning how to play the game. On the track, I do my thing. I just gotta say, before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself, I made a promise that I always come first, Before they put me 6 feet in the dirt, I fulfill my every purpose on earth. To myself.
Okay, hopefully you was able to get all the announcements that ran through there, but thanks for staying tuned and getting those done. So with that, we also have the 52 Acts of Unity, and this is the manual. So as you come and join us each and every heptad going through these 52-part series, there is an ebook also, if you would like to get that as well as we go through this. There is only $33, and it goes through all 52 acts and breaks it down. And there is the PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle as well. So you can send it over there and purchase that so we can get you the manual in your hand and on your screens, actually, because it is the ebook. So that is that. So with that, also, we will be letting the high priestess, the visionary leader, and so much more come and join us and let her drop all her gems that she does, and so much love and honor to her because she does dedicate so much of her time, her energy, uplifting this mission, and just love watching and being a part of seeing her commitment and her leadership and everything. It truly means a lot to me. And I always say I'm so honored to be here and be able to even, welcome her up onto the stage. So, with that, I'm going to yield the mic. And I thank you guys all once again for joining us this evening. And always shout out to Priestess Maat. So much love to her for all that she does for us as well. So, I'm going to yield the mic and get into this exciting session. I'm sure we will enjoy this one. So, with that, I'm going to yield the mic. Peace. Love you.
Maakheru, amen. Maakheru, amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru, amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness. Maakheru, amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru, amen. Maakheru, amen. The high priestess, the mimic who pulled me in. Maakheru, amen. It's time we come together to raise our consciousness.
All right. Greetings. Am I being heard? All right. I think I am. All right. Yes. Give thanks. I'm really excited. Y'all know I say that all the time. And welcome again to the Melanin Frequency. As you know, we are in the year of divine unity, or as you heard from our beautiful star, Ken 122, who is our hostess here this evening. And just so thrilled to have her. It's an honor to have her among us as well. And so, yes. Also, we definitely got to shout out Priestess Moot, my aunt Nefer Habibullah. Right? Y'all know what she be doing. A whole bunch of stuff in the background and foreground, on the side, and all those things, right? And she is the one responsible for all these upgrades. Y'all see these slides and everything, making everything look good. Or as I would say, we look like we sound, right? She had to do an upgrade for us, so we definitely appreciate that. All right. So welcome. I see y'all shouting out in the chat here. We got okay, Patrick. All right, Patrick, you'll like this one. You'll like it. All right. Lady Nightwalker, Ken 26, welcome. Orisha Stone in the house. Definitely. Y'all didn't need to click on that and go listen to his channel. He has some exciting and some things you ain't heard about before. Definitely check it out. Orisha Stone. And okay. Just everybody, right? How y'all doing? Okay, so let's get into it. We are here where we're gonna just do a quick little follow-up. I'm so excited to get into what we're gonna talk about this evening. But we're gonna do this follow-up of frequency wave 24. And frequency wave 24, that's the one that we focused on last session, which was about transmitting a healing frequency so strong that it upgrades the immunity of the melanin dominant population worldwide. And we went in on that one, right? We had a little diagram of the atom, and we talked about primary and secondary energies and things like that. And so for the act of unity, right, we have our little acronym that's AIM, always in meditation, or always in mastery, right, or always in the moment, right? Is AIM, whatever it is, right? And so we talked about focusing on the natural frequency that the body brings, right? And to talk about this within your unity groups. And so we want to go ahead and invite you up if you want to speak on this. Oh, thank you. And, just talk about what it is that you all discussed about this immunity in your unity groups. And if you're new here and you want to be a part of a unity group, let us know in the chat, and we will make sure that we get you tied to one, right? So you can have it. I know people are really finding it to be very beneficial. And so, yes. So anyone have anything they would like to share about the upgrading the immunity and focusing on the physical body, right, as and in its primary function, just allowing the body to operate as it is, not giving way to a virus, a bacteria, something that the stuff they spraying in the air, putting in the water, putting in our minds, the different lights that they use. I'm not saying those things don't have an effect on the body, but they are not primary. The body's natural function is primary. It's about changing our minds about what it is, what vessel we actually carry, and that it is not so fragile and so weak that any and everything that decides it wants to attack it, we have to give way. We are in the image as the creator, source, goddess, God, divine being, divine entity on earth. We do not have to give way. And these are some of the things that you can say that to yourselves, right? That strengthens the immunity because it starts at the core. You change your mind about what your body is and what it's made out of, and what it will and will not allow. It changes the immunity. Not instantly, right? Not instantly. It's only one way to find out if you actually done it, right? Right? You have to have the experience of it, right? So, all right. Nobody coming in. Let's see. If you want to share, it doesn't have to necessarily be about this Unity Act. Anything that you are doing that's interesting in your Unity groups, let us know. All right. Anybody want to share? Going once, going twice. The link is there for you to come backstage. Oh, we got somebody. Come on, 221. Come on, 221. Let's see. Where you at? Oh, there you go. I yield my.
Peace and love, fam. I just want to wish everybody well and comment on this this AIM, always in meditation, act of unity. AIM to me is like supreme focus. When you're aiming at something, you're just supremely focused on it, right? And just to make things very, very simple, when you get far, far away, when you get paralyzed and you can't move at all, you have no control over your physical being, then you gotta go through steps, robotic steps to get back to your full potential. And that's okay. That's the process that we're in. But when you're in your natural state of being, you come out dancing, you come out singing. All of us is a song. right? Which is sound, which is vibration. And we know that the effect that sound and vibration has on particles. We know the effect that sound and vibration has on water, right? When it's coupled with love, it produces something beautiful. You don't have to robotically do it. It just automatically does that. So, just in a nutshell, just being black is the aim. Being black is the power of I am. You know, when you just being yourself and don't strain on a gnat. You know what I mean? And swallow a camel when I say the word black. I'm just saying being knowing that you're from the source, right? And going all the way in and paying attention to what the inner verse is doing. Your cells are doing a dance. Your cells are making a vibration, right? And when we get on, they made a very wise effort to get us off a point. Every time you see dancing on a video, it's a woman degrading herself, right? She's sliding on a pole, and then you call that dancing, right? If you go into that kind of an area, you see, men grouped up with men and women kind of dancing with each other, and you call that dancing. And then if it's somebody who's extra acrobatic, then you watch that person. So, if you don't dance similar to like Michael Jackson, then you feel like you can't dance. That is false. All of us have a particular dance that comes natural. And then there's certain music that we produce that you cannot stand still if you're a natural person. But you don't understand what's happening, and you shun it and you don't do it every day. So, or you're looking outside yourself for somebody to teach you aerobics. You're looking for Billy Blanks. You're looking for some major yogi to teach you how to be black. When all you gotta do is get up, plant your feet wherever you are, turn on a vibration that's impossible for you to stand still, right? And scan and close your eyes and look. Close your eyes from looking outside yourself, everything, and look within. And when you do that, the first thing you're going to experience is imbalance. You're going to feel a little uncomfortable, right? And that imbalance is showing you areas of yourself where you've been neglecting, that you have not been tapping into, right? But if you continue to move like that, then those areas of your body will awaken, right? And then when everything is flowing through your body fluid, then you'll begin to heal, and then you'll stop feeling like you got to run somewhere every time you feel something. You give thanks for what you feel. You give thanks for communicating with you, because numb is dead. If I numb an area of your body, I deaden that area of your body. Therefore, shit could be going on in that area of your body and you're not conscious of it. And then you wake up in your enemy's house or the hospital, and you're dependent on something outside yourself that if you would have felt it early on, you could have put some love on that thing and some vibration, and it would have dissipated. But I'm going to make some space for the kinfolks. Thank you for allowing me to share. Peace.
I say, give thanks for the share. Give thanks for the share. I like what you said. Close your eyes and look. I love it. I love it. Good.
That's the closest look.
I love it.
Closed and close is the same word. You want a close look? Close your eyes.
All right. Give thanks. Thanks for that share. All right. So let's get into it. I'm really excited about this, and don't go nowhere, y'all, because this is going to be interactive. I'm going to have you guys, hopefully I can get some of you up on the stage. Okay. Mama Phyllis, did you have something you wanted to share before we get into this Unity Act?
Minute. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, great. Yes, I just wanted to share about our experience that we had about an hour before before this call. Our group came together and did a meditation for healing. And I just want to say it was a very, very beautiful experience. When I first started in the meditation, I just kept coughing. I couldn't stop coughing. And so the meditation, we worked with fire, and we were guided to, let the fire go travel up our body. And so when I got to my throat, I was just like, you know what? Can you just please burn away any mucus that's causing this cough? So now I am not coughing. I am not no post nasal drip, all that. So that was just my personal testimony about the experience. But we really left that space feeling very protected with one another, vulnerable to be able to speak, what's in our hearts, and especially as women coming together. So it was just a beautiful experience, and we really are enjoying the acts of unity. So that's all I wanted to say.
I say, that's it right there, Rob. I love it. And I love that you brought up what you guys are doing as a unit, because sometimes, and I got my hand raised first, we think we need to be solo, like I got to go in this corner and go work on something, right? When it's really stronger when we have that unified connection, because then we build on each other's strengths. And so it's a really beautiful experience. And speaking of that, if you are in the South Carolina, Tennessee, or Georgia, Atlanta area, on this strong end, we will be having our priesthood open house and our spring equinox ritual. I know there's some people who may want to just come up for the day and not, do the whole strong end. If you go to our website, melanatidimmortals.com /events, or you just go to melanatidimmortals.com and click on the events page, you'll see it there. Send us a note if you want to just attend for just the one day. We can make that happen, but we'll be up in Blue Ridge, Georgia, which is right on the Georgia mountains. So it's right at the top of Georgia. So it's right on the border of Tennessee, South Carolina. So it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Atlanta. But I think it's even closer to like Greenville, South Carolina, and those areas. So if you are there and you want to join us, we still got space. Holla at us. Let us know. This is going to be our spring equinox ritual. And it's always very enjoyable, intense, and one of those experiences that just carries you to the next level and the next season, because we do these seasonally. All right, so definitely join us on that. All right, so let's get into it. Right. I definitely want to have you guys come up and join in the conversation on this one. The frequency here is, let me move my little picture here, right? Is frequency wave 25. Our melanin dominant women and men always set the bar. And it's interesting that 221, you said that you were talking about people on poles and things like that, because I was like, oh, look at this. Okay. How'd you know? You tapped in, right? Our melanin dominant women and men always set the bar for the highest physical. And let's say, instead of, we had Dr. B on here talking to us about these words, right? Set the bar for the, I'm gonna use highest instead of, I was trying to look for a replacement of that. Physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual integrity, right? Our melanin dominant men and women always set the bar, right, for the highest or the most efficient physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual integrity. Our melanin dominant women and men always set the bar for the most efficient physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual integrity. Now, what I want y'all to do, before I have you come forward on this, and I know you probably already looking at this Unity Act, and it's talking about sacred sex. And I just love this topic because, you know, it gets spicy and then we start talking about things and everything. So I really want y'all up in here, right? But I want you to listen to the audio from, and it's only like 2 minutes, from the Melanin Frequency audiobook. That talks about this frequency. All right, so I'm gonna play that and then I'll come right back. Melanin frequency wave 25. Our melanin dominant women and men set the bar for the highest integrity at all times. We know we are legacy holders of the planet. We know that we are first frequency. We know our melanin is next level. It's time to change our behavior. I know we love that thug and thought life, but that is not helping us unify nor evolve. In addition, it produces thug and thought children. Some may ask, how do we do this? Make a decision. Make a decision that you will set the bar for the highest integrity as a first frequency legacy holder at all times. In fact, you, I am, always in meditation for this anyway. It doesn't matter if you are not a thug or a thought. Still decide that you set the bar for a first frequency woman or man. Again, this is a frequency, not a fight. Once you've made this decision, your aura will radiate a frequency that entices others to do the same. Now, I know some of you are over there saying, come and get y'all high priestess. We are not about to give up our sexual activities. I'm not asking you to give them up. Upgrade them. Sacred sex is far more explosive and long-lasting than the stuff you are doing now. Challenge yourself to do everything in first frequency, including sex. You will not be disappointed. In fact, there are some extended benefits to opening yourself up to exploring sacred sex. In frequencies 8 and 9, we talked about some of the attributes of the divine feminine and divine masculine. Taking on these attributes will lead you to sacred sex and your first frequency. If you want to immerse yourself in the knowledge and wisdom of the divine feminine and divine masculine principles, check out our e-course, Cosmic Intercourse and the Wet Report. All right. So that's a little bit of bringing it back to old school where we would play the audio. That's from the audio book, Birth of the Melanin Frequency. And, you know, if you want to get those audios, you can go to, what is that? Audible, and it's there. All right. So now what y'all think about that? Right? What we talked about was setting this frequency high. Why? Or setting this frequency to be more efficient. So nobody's trying to get in people and try to tell people what to do, how to do it, right? We said upgrade. Right? What about an upgrade? Because then what that does, right? When we have this upgrade, what we bring in, we will no longer have a planet that even has a gateway or a portal for people, places, and things that want to sit around and control weather, spray stuff on the earth, change the food, change the minds, and try to control. You know, that's a portal. That's a gateway. And where does that come from? Everything that's on this earth comes through that function, right? You want to bring heaven to earth. It's coming through our producing organs. And when we talk about, I love that, upgrade everything. When we're talking about now moving to this next level, setting that bar at the most efficient level, we need to have a conversation about this, right? I want to put the link in here and see if someone wants to join in. While we're doing that, I'm going to show you something else too. This is something we were talking about, cosmic intercourse, and y'all come on in. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, right? I love to have this conversation. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about, right? Let me go here. And this is something me and Neb Taharka did, I don't know how many years ago this was, 3 or 4 years ago. It's called cosmic intercourse. This is what we're talking about, right? Let me show you here. Okay, so what we're doing this time, this is an evolution, not a revolution. This is not a transfer of from the patriarchy to the matriarchy. This is time for the balance of it. And we call that fame. Okay, and so yes, in order to do that, do we have to raise up the vibration of the feminine energy? Absolutely. But we're raising it, but we're not taking down the masculine
subconscious.
Okay,
There's a precursor. In his heart, he has to know that his divine feminine has the power and the authority over the vision and the image.
It forms a nebula. This is the blood flow. It starts to break down the uterus. Same thing. What's in the middle of a blood cell? Iron. Same thing. Supernova, menstrual cycle, same thing. We saying, hey, listen, we're gonna start, instead of calling it a menstrual cycle, we're gonna start calling it a supernova. Hey, you supernova, what's your supernova? What you doing on your supernova cycle? Hey, I'm setting the intention. And so now, what we gonna do? How we gonna set this intention and really, really make it happen is through our fame, through our feminine and masculine essence.
First, we're in active observation of how the divine female or divine feminine energy is calibrating the energy of her intentions. And a lot of times, the intentions can't be carried out because there ain't no support from the divine masculine.
Things that
or very little.
Ding ourselves about, right? But what it is, if you take it to another level, see, this is what I'm talking about, these feelings. If you take them to the divine love, being supported on these levels, and when you are missing that support, okay, then you feel it in, it's showing up in these other little places. Okay,
but
and so
when she feels you believing in her, she looks at you and says, you know what, we're gonna get this because you and I'm focused on you while you focused on it, and divinity is focused on all of us. The crown chakra comes in, because where there's dissension is when it's male and female. When the divine masculine starts to focus on the divine feminine this way, she starts to get sensations in her avatar, in her body. The divine masculine must be focused. Ooh, what you doing over there? I'm holding the image, the divine image of you. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you, High Priestess, to help move us into the next phase. He's calibrating, he's catalyzing. He's bringing his electric energy, and you can feel the intensity. You walk by and it's like it's vibrating by, and you get that, High Priest, you get that look like, we about to manifest, we about to bring this cosmic intercourse to the outer course.
You see it on TV, somebody, they have sex and they say, oh, I'm coming. And then it's just like, whew, I'm done. And I'm like, that was no orgasm. That was foreplay. Okay. Where at the point of orgasm, a lot of people don't even know that there are levels to the orgasm. Okay. They go up and up and up and up. And the longer you're able to hold it, you're able to experience all of these levels. When you're able to have that in your mind, hold that breath and allow that orgasm to travel up all the levels, that's when you start experiencing. Also, multiple. You may not even be connected and feel another one. And another one. And another one.
Do it the other way. But what is the divine way? What connects the two?
But
and with that
the
divinity,
integrity being in the right space, if the integrity was made with divinity, there can't be no doubt. It's impossible. It's not possible for divinity to doubt or be concerned. It only knows how to be one thing, and that's to continue to evolve and unfold into different expressions of the Creator in a more evolved manner. And it uses.
All right, hold on. How do I stop this thing? Yep. Hide. Now I don't know how to stop it. 1 second. Yeah. There we go. All right. Okay. All right. We back. So we got any folks that want to come in and have a little dialogue about this? All right. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's not what I wanted to show. I did want to show that one too. So yes. So okay, wait a minute. I got a couple of people in the back. We're gonna go ahead and bring y'all on up here. Got Patrick. I want us all up here at the same time. Let me see. We got 221. Any ladies in the house? Come on, y'all gonna leave me up here with these men folks by myself? Okay. This, any sisters want to come in and speak on it? Okay. All right. Maybe we're gonna put the link in there again. And all right. So we're talking about raising the bar. We're talking about, come through it, dealer. Come on. All right. All rise. We got Mama Tahita up in here. Okay. Who else? Y'all want to put cameras on? Y'all camera ready? We can. All right. Okay, all right. I got my camera. I'm ready. Look, I got ready today. I said, I might have my camera on today. All right.
I know.
No camera ready. Okay.
No, I ain't camera ready.
Not camera ready. Okay. All right. That's okay. So we gonna just, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Hold on. How are we doing it? Right. There we go. All right. So let's talk about it. We're talking about raising the bar on our behavior. Now, we focused it on sexual energy because that's the baseline of a lot of things, right? In our past, right? We have some things, right? That because of the culture in which we were in, right? We've had eras where we had, young girls were available for marriage. Their families were preparing them for marriage as young as 12 and 13, right? We've had, and that was, that was the culture. That was what we were in. We have some of these things, are hard conversations or things that are difficult to talk about, right? Where there have been in our families where we've had, those that have been molested by family members and things like that. And then what has happened over time is those things lead to certain behaviors, right? So how do we get to the point of where we are now, right? There's a different thought pattern, right? Right now, nobody would allow their 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, you know what I'm saying? Even 20-year-old, if we had the ability to control it, to be married off to, we don't care who they are, some 60-year-old man. No way, right? We wouldn't want them to touch our girls, right? The men and the women. And so, but now we're in a different phase. How is it? You just saw the promo for this cosmic intercourse, a different way of exploring those energies and culminating those energies and using them, as they, as a match to the cosmos, right? We talk about this a lot in the womb evolution technique. We talk about this in She Who Remembers. We map those things out. So I wanted to bring you guys up here to just, let's talk about it. Any thoughts?
Yes. Am I being heard?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll just start like this. Everything that is a thing and everyone who is a one came through the womb of some woman. So if it's a thing, it came from the mind of a child who came from the womb of some woman. If we start right there and stay right there, a lot of this will be eliminated. But I wasn't taught that. So, prior to puberty, I was a predator. And by the time puberty, hit, it was on and popping, because there were little girls who didn't know what I just said. And they weren't given the upgrade version of themselves. So they were easy to degrade. And I was degrading myself, not knowing that energy that I was releasing, what it could do. It's like, to just make it simple, just wasting a substance that's very, like gasoline. Say gasoline, you need gasoline to drive your car, and just wasting that, using that to wet something or something like that. But let me make room for the next speaker.
Ashe. That's what's up. Wow. Good point. Anyone else? Let's anyone else on this? Come on, Mama.
Lakesh.
And
Greetings, Star Ken. Me and Thought Seeder, we went walking last night. I just wanted to get out the house, and we were walking, and we went to the belt line, and there was so many people. I was like, what is going on? Is it a conference in town? I mean, Atlanta has so many people moving in as we speak, right? So it's just, love is in the air. The sex magic is in the air because the pollen is out. So you can see all the like the sexy juice is everywhere now. It's just layering up, And with me being a serpent, and that correlates to like timeless sex, I like to live orgasmically, not just between the sheets, But in all the things that I do, if it's exercising, if it's dancing, if it's cleaning, if it's doing some sort of ritual, I want to bring my whole like sexual energy into it, and so I realized that the sexual experience does get better even in your 60s. I'm in my mid 60s now, so it does get better. And I'm one of those ones who had an orgasm during a hot flash at one point. And I thought that was like the most amazing feeling ever, because most women complain about the hot flashes and the private summers and things like that. But a whole lot of things we have to transmute, just like the supernova saying, I'm going through my supernova, not menopause, but
Mm-hmm.
whatever word is for that. We have to take away the dirty
Mm-hmm.
language, the nasty language, the downgrading language of the galactical cosmic things that we're going through on the inside. And
I said,
yeah, we are indeed, in need of a sexual, revolution as far as teaching our young girls to empower them. And you do just that with the book Umi, the Creator. I was reading it with my granddaughter, and she's like, "Wow, this is amazing!" A whole world is opening up within her. So I give
mm-hmm.
thanks for that, and so that's what I wanted to share. Okay,
I say,
thanks.
give thanks, give thanks. All right, let's talk about. Oh, I'm sorry. Did anyone else have anything to say about that part of it?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Greetings, everybody. I just wanted to say, it's different levels to the game, right? And so, uh, there is for me, right? I'm gonna just speak straight up for me. For me, I'm at the asexual level, and what I mean by that is, I could take it or leave it right now. But what I'm really focused on is being a sapiosexual, right? I find intelligence very attractive. I find the possibility of making love to my mind and exchanging ideas and exchanging wisdom and knowledge more more enticing than the physical. Uh, when in my younger days, I wouldn't say I was a predator, but I do get what Thought Seeder was saying, right? I think young boys and men need to be taught how to see themselves, because one thing is we end up being ravenous about sex because you gotta get it when you're young. You gotta get it. That's what we've been pushed. You get it.
Mm-hmm.
You become sexually active at an early age, and then you just take it from there. Nah, young boys and young men need to learn a keep it in your pants. I wouldn't say until marriage, but I would say until you, and my view now is you get your kundalini under control, right? And then you send that up. You ascend first. So you save your energy, you save your life force, and send it up your spine, send it up your chakras, and you ascend mentally, to the sapiosexual level, to the divine level before you even engage, right? We need to reframe abstaining until marriage to that. So a young man and a young woman can see why their bodies are so important and also why their minds are so important, to where they can have that type of sexual relationship, right? But that's just me. I mean, I've learned hindsight is 2020. I, I was sexually active at 16, and I would say not all my choices were the best, but I would say I don't have any regrets. But I did learn, and now I'm at the level of being a sapiosexual and really not even being able to get turned on if you're not. And this is what I have to work on, because it is a judgment. I have to work on the judgment of going, this person is not this intelligent or that intelligent. But if you can't get with me on a sapiosexual level, then I'm like, you know what, nah. And so since many people aren't on the same rhythm, on the same vibration, on the same frequency as I am with this, it becomes interesting. And that's why I say I've become more asexual. I can take it or leave it right now, right? I still desire to do it. but I can take it or leave it. So, but I would love to hear someone else's take. I yield the mic.
All right, I say. And so here's the thing. Do what we've heard in all this, and we haven't heard from Sister Adila yet, and I'm gonna yield the mic in a minute. That what we know, like when we talk about we change our behaviors, right? And just about every other way when we are working on our divinity, when we're looking for elevation and things like that. Here's the thing: is this too? What we've been talking about is how this too uh, can this too be a part of the war, the conflict, the combat, the deficit training? Like I heard that in 221's statement when he was talking about the young women that he would get with, and how they, that mindset. There's probably, if I asked in the chat, is there anyone on here, right? Any woman on here who has not been sexually assaulted? And what I mean, it just as somebody, you're in school, you're in high school, you walk past some boys, they hit you on your butt, they grab your boob, they even grab your arm or something and pull you. Anybody that has never had that experience and you're over 25, right? And that is something that we have given way to, not on purpose. It's just a culture, right? How we're talking about shifting the consciousness. We're talking about shifting the culture so that we don't have to have these conversations anymore, right? As we know, we heard Mama Tahita talking about how beautiful, she lives an orgasmic life. You know what I'm saying? And how beautiful that interchange is, when it's shared, when it's mutual, when it's, you know what I'm saying? Now, how does this change our relationships? How does this change how we look upon relationships and operate in them? We heard Ken 236 talk about the mind has to come first now, right? Here's some things, even and I haven't studied this in depthly with the men. I haven't yet finished the what I'm going to do with the men is that is equivalent to womb evolution. Like I said, I'd really prefer to have a brother do that versus me. But when you look at the physiology of the vagina, there is a nerve, and we teach this in our womb evolution technique, right? There is a major artery that goes from the vagina directly to the heart, right? So when somebody says it's just sex, not really, right? Not really, right? It's connected directly to the heart. And so what happens there, right, is going into the heart. We are feeling it. That includes the thoughts. That includes our own thoughts that's already in there, and then the ones that are being put in there. And it goes to the heart. The heart has more electrical signals, right, than the brain. So this is all metaphysical. And so we're looking for this upgrade. And so sometimes we have to have these difficult conversations about what we can be. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time on what we were, right? But maybe in talking about that, we can then experience what we can be. I want to yield to Adila, Kim 163. Let's see what she got to say. She always got something. She real deep. That's the night right there. She be real deep. All right, go ahead.
Peace and love.
HP, this topic is, I was just thinking about how I don't want to necessarily say it's taboo, but just growing up how I was raised, I really didn't have like the in-depth sex conversation to where it actually helps extend you to elevate it to another level. You know, what I wanted to add to the space is me and Ken 38, we got married young. Like we were babies. When I reflect on how young we were 16 years old. So you really don't know anything about how to really engage at that age to where it's going to be elevating in a way sexually that's going to take you to other levels. Like you know how to do it, but you're not at least for me, I'm gonna speak for myself. Everything that you see is perpetuated through to me through music or to what I'm seeing on TV. So that's my
Mm,
level of sexual reference. And this topic is like so interesting because this is one of the things that we've been working on. But what I wanted to add here is like you were one of the topic is like communication, which I think is so very important. Just me and Ken 38 been really focusing on how do we operate as a unit because as two different me being male and female in this situation, you really have to come. You can't get to this level by yourself. And what I'm learning is that being transparent in what you want and what it is that you desire is absolutely important for anybody to elevate. So I would say for me, it starts with in the home, like parents being comfortable having conversations with their children when they get of age to where they're about to be sexually active, and even beyond that on taking it beyond the physical. Because I feel like
mhm,
if my mom would have set me down, like, hey, as a woman, this is what you're going to experience. This is how you get there. This is what you need to bring as your own feminine essence into a relationship. This is what this looks like. And then on the flip side, like my daddy being like, this is what a man needs to bring to you. And them coming together and having that conversation with me, I guarantee you, just how I am, I would have been able to impart that wisdom in my relationship. Um, what I also want to add is, conversation is essential. I think like for me, I don't know about most women, but it's important to that's like almost like foreplay. And as a woman, like we're not from my perspective, I'm gonna speak for me. Like I'm not a microwave. Like I gotta get warmed up. I need to be, I need the oven to get set. Like you can't just put something in the oven. You gotta turn the oven on. You gotta wait to get to the right temperature. Like you have to get it ready. And in our society, I don't we're not no one's taught how to even engage in the act of coming together in a way to where it makes it sacred. Is I feel like is part of
mm,
our
mhm.
part of our conflict. Like we think we know, but we don't strip away all the programming to actually get down to its natural essence. Um, but me and the kid, we gone. But he's probably like, she on here telling all my business. I'm sorry, but this is a safe space. So like, you gonna be texting me later, like you telling all our business. He ain't gonna care. But but we've been reading this tantric book, and at first I'm like, oh hell no, I ain't for no tantric. I want organ. Look, you gonna have to. We gotta talk about this because I don't think I just want to experience that. But what's been beautiful about us going through this process is actually being able to open up and have that conversation to where we can
Mhm.
transparently express what it is that we desire out of our physical relationship to get to a higher level. Like, you get
That's
to a
it.
point when you've been married for so long that you've been there, done that. Like it actually gets better with time is what I want to say. But
Mhm,
bringing in, making it more sacred, it's
mhm.
opening up a whole nother level of communication beyond our physical because you really have to be in tune. So it's helping me understand how to come into that unit, you know what I mean, and
That's it.
make it more divine. So this conversation I would say is powerful. I honestly feel like we need to have more conversations about what this looks like from different perspectives and helping each other educate each other
Mhm.
on how to get there because I'm gonna speak for me. I feel like a lot of people you know how to what people say like bust a nut, but you don't know how to actually be in a space where you're holding each other divinely And I feel like that's one of the things that can pull people apart, because we that physical thing is important. I feel like for me, I'm speaking to me, it's an important thing as part of my relationship. I don't want to be in one that's dry. Like I don't feel that way. Like, but I have to be able
Mhm.
to meet my partner in the middle. So I would just say that
I
it's
say.
the HP be coming
Mhm.
with some stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up here and express express this from from that perspective. So thank you for holding this space for all of us to share and definitely elevate. I'll yield the mic.
I say, yes, give thanks. That's it. I love how you mentioned how a lot of how we've been taught and trained is what we see on TV, we hear it in music, and that's what we think because especially probably anybody over 35, most people, your parent didn't teach you, your parent didn't tell you. You learned it by word of mouth or what you saw, what you heard. And over time, um, you learned what you liked, what you didn't like. Um, and then maybe, you had someone to introduce you to a different way, and that probably came through a committed relationship and things like that. But absolutely, there are other ways. One of the things since okay, a dealer, you open it up, people telling their business. Okay, let me tell my business, right? I
Telling your business. Okay, let me tell my business, right?
Oh, okay, I heard an echo. Um, um, that yeah, early on I've had those experiences. I never liked the whole somebody want to throw you across the room and spin you around and acrobatics and all of that. Because once I had the experience of like you said, that it's a balance of the strength and the gentle touch at the same time. And it I didn't need that. And a lot of times that wasn't even doing anything. That was just like whatever. And so after I've had the experience, there had been in everybody know I've been married a few 3 times, right? But um in two of them, I had to teach them how to, not want to practice what they saw on TV and whatever. That's not how it works. And that does come with that communication. You have to be willing to communicate that. And sometimes, it may be embarrassing, and even if the man has to tell you, that it happens both ways. But sometimes it may be embarrassing, but you'll be happy that you did it, because both of y'all can be happy. Because I would say most of the time, if you're in a committed relationship, he's trying to please you anyway. He wants to make sure, and if we don't speak up, then it doesn't happen. Okay, let me see, we had Ken 194 come in. All right, come through. You
Greetings.
got what you got. Greetings.
Well,
Oh, I know who this is. Ooh,
ah!
all right, I'm gonna yell the mic. Let's go.
Awesome. I just wanted to speak on it from a healthy space because I know that a lot of people have traumas and things like that, but sometimes, sex can be a real healthy, healing thing. A lot, it's almost like Sekhmet. Everybody want to talk about how she's destroyer and how she destroys everything, but Sekhmet's also the greatest healer and has a medicine for every disease in the world. So when it comes to sexual healing and sex, a lot of times I like to tell women that I talk to, a manifestation is a big thing. Instead of just using sex for sexual gratification and to appease yourself, you and your partner can be thinking about things that you want to bring into existence into this world as you are climaxing. And if you think about those things, then that's how you can manifest things that you've been wanting to bring into existence. It could be something as small as, you know, money for your next meal, or as big as your next house, your next car, whatever it is that you're desiring to bring into existence. Be thinking about that as you're climaxing. Now, the key is you can't be thinking about what you don't want, because then what you don't want is going to happen. You have to focus on things that you are wanting. And as long as you're focused on things that you want, burn a little incense, play a little hertz. You know, it could be, you know, I like 111 hertz. It could be, or even if it's sexy time, do a little bit of R&B music, however you see fit. Just keep your mind focused, because sex is a portal. It's not just here. Everything's overly sexualized, but it's an actual portal to higher realms. And whether y'all want to acknowledge it or not, ancestors like sex. They had it. That's how we got here. So, you know, I just wanted to bring that from a healthy way, in a way that it's just something for people to think about outside of just orgasming. You know, it's about training your mind. That's the whole purpose of being here in this realm, is to train your mind, because when you die, your physical body's going to stay right here, but when you pass over, your mind is what you're going to carry on with you. So to be in this planetary realm is training you for that next part of existence. So
I say, yeah. So she telling a little bit about that cosmic intercourse that we were talking about. So yes, give thanks. Give thanks for that share. I love that. Yeah. So definitely that's where we're working our way to get past these points, so that level, that's why, you know, everything that we are, this physical form came in through that way, just like you said. And so it can be used for a variety of things, not just like you know, I'm saying exactly what you said, that is not just for that energy right there, right? Just for, you know, everybody to just, you know, have a quick thrill. But when you are aligned in a certain frequency, everything lines up, and it could be healing. It could be, you know, like you say, manifestation, materialization of things. And especially when you and your partner are aligned with that frequency, there is, you know, it's cosmic intercourse. That's what we
yeah.
call it. That's what we call it. So I say give thanks to that beautiful, beautiful share. All right. Let me see.
Yes.
Now, do we have anybody else in the house? Let me see who we got. Did I yield all the mics in here? Now, this is okay. So I have another question. I didn't see if I think I got everybody. Here's another question. Now, we have been speaking about this from the point of view of adults, right? We have heard about our young people. You know, I've heard crazy stories of, you know, people in elementary school, you know, fifth and sixth graders having, you know, sexual activities, right? They're not having intercourse, they're having sexual activities and things like that. What do we tell our young people? How do we get to a point where this frequency, right, is so prominent in us that it shifts? What can we do with these young people that are being exposed, and how they're being exposed? They're being exposed by what they see on you know, TikTok, Instagram, you know, whatever, all the different YouTube, you know, everything, right? They're seeing all kinds of things on their phones or whatever, and they're looking to demonstrated themselves. And then what happens is those hormones get turned on, right? And, prematurely. Is there something that we can do, right, that can shift this energy so that what can we do? Like if we had young people, what do we tell them? Do we go and just sit them down and we tell them like and we are telling our young girls what
Yes.
194 is talking about, right? We're telling them that when they get on their cycle, that is not just so you can have a baby. That's the beginning of your womb power,
I
right?
share.
We don't have we don't say that's what we're talking about. And then for our young boys, right, some of them we have been directing them towards Montachia's book and Dr. Africa, right, and how to handle that sexual energy.
Growing up, I did, and when I was in the 6th grade, it was a girl who got pregnant, and we were there like, how is she this young and she's pregnant? We didn't understand it. But that was a point in my life, the turning point where sex became a thing for me because a lot of the kids around me, they would go to these little strange websites and I would check them out. But it was really a conversation had amongst us kids. It wasn't something that we really just talked about when adults. Now, when I got to about the 9th or 10th grade, my best friend's mom, she was just honest with me. She was like, look, don't just be throwing it around everywhere. Don't. She just had a blunt conversation with me. And she just told me, your body is your temple. And to this day, I appreciate her for that. And it was actually another high schooler who told me when I was in middle schooler, she said, go to school to get your education. Don't go around, get caught up with these boys. And she said, you see this boy, he's cute, but he's supposed to be in my grade, which I think she was like 10th or 11th, and he was still in like the 9th grade. He was like 2 grades behind, and that wasn't there. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know that, but this was the popular kid. And my best friend's mom, she was like, make sure you have your feet done. Make sure you have an extra pair of clean underwear. And, you be with someone that you want to be with. And me and my best friend at the time, we made a pact that we wouldn't be with more than this amount of men, like 10 men in our whole entire life. Like out of these top 10, these are the ones we're picking. So we would come, me and my friend, we personally set boundaries,
I
and
love it.
of
I
what we would
love it.
tolerate, what we wouldn't tolerate. We would set boundaries of, okay, I might do this with one person, but this is something that I'm saving strictly for my husband. Nobody else is going to do this with me except for my husband. So that way I'll have something to share that we can just call our own. And that's what I did. And then I found my husband. So, you can always set those boundaries. Even with my sister, I try to tell her, wait, it's not what you think it is. Just wait and then save things. And she did. I was proud of her. And it's just having those real and honest conversations. And believe it or not, the sex ed class for me when I was in school, I know everybody homeschool their kids, but if you do homeschool your babies, at some point when they get old enough, have that sex conversation. My mother and I, we never had that conversation. I got these conversations from my friends or from my friends' parents or not even really from my dad or my stepmom. I didn't have these conversations with them, but it really was mostly other kids and my friends and their parents. And I know that might sound, but that was just how I got my education. So everybody's
Hey, I
different.
say, and yeah, I love that they educated you like that though. I love that. When you're talking about y'all made a pact. See that's dope. That's dope. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Give thanks for sharing that. And so this is what we are up here for, right? We're talking about how we can set this bar and then be able to shift it. Like it's gonna keep it's nothing wrong with it, right? This is how we all came in. Everybody on here, this is what we doing, right? This is how we came in, and it's going to be something that's going to continue. However, how it continues, how we can move forward, how we
Okay.
can use it. Yes, that's what we're doing. Okay, Priestess Moot, my Aunt Nefer had Biblas in the house. You got something to
Greetings.
share here?
I do. I'm just happy I came in when I did. Yeah, this is definitely a very important, subject this when we're talking about the children, because I'm one of those people who worked in the school district and worked in the legal department, and had to witness all the evidence that came in on our elementary children, you know, um, having these sex acts in closets and, on the buses and stuff like that. And it was horrifying to realize at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 year olds, engaging, and where does it come from? Why is it existing? And then in going into going deeper into it, when you're notifying the parents and everything, it all boils down to, it starts at home. But if the parents don't know how to communicate it to the children because of what their upbringing was about, and if the children are experiencing this based on what they're witnessing, at home or on TV and so on and so forth, then whose responsibility is it, to expose them? That village conversation, the community, knowing who you're talking to, knowing whose house they're going over, knowing who they're talking to, on the phone, knowing their business, is very important. Being a part of their lives, to know their mindset, being bonded to your children, or the children, I believe is where it begins, so you have that, instead of a open shut communication with your children, an open kind of relationship, communication with your children. And yeah, I remember when my daughters were part of the Boys and Girls Club, and they had a program called Step by Step, I believe is what it was called. And in that Step by Step, it literally opened my eyes, and how important it is to communicate these matters that we dared, open up, because I didn't get that kind of talk, this kind of talk from my parents, and so to be able to realize the value in it and see the signs, because it helps to see the signs of when your children are going through that change. And High Priestess, you had either you or Ken 194 had said something, and it just sparked up, well, how do we know at what age, to begin to have those conversations with our children? At what age? But these children are developing at such younger ages now, where their minds and their intellects are far beyond what we would have dared to even imagine or think at their ages, right? So when is it young enough or old enough to engage in sexual or interrelational conversations with our children? And to be honest with you, based on all my experiences, not just with my own children, but other children who looked at me as Mama D, I'm like, I was that one to have the real talk, to instill in them the value of their body, and how precious, and how to keep it. Yes, I had one child. Well, I have two, but my oldest is the one who absorbed all the value and the information I gave. My youngest is the one that tried me, so we can't say that when we speak to them that they're going to receive it. We just got to be there. We got to see the signs. We got to know the difference, and we got to be able to really tell when, we need to have this sit down to keep them from being duped or coerced or convinced or whatever into looking at it in a recreational way as opposed to a sacred way, and being able to take it and deliver it to them to know that they're not bad, or it's not a negative, or it's something that they it's real, to know that this is real and it is a part of life in the giving, and it's part of life in the taking. Because every time you're intimate with somebody or sexually active, or and that's on the mental, the physical, the emotional, the spiritual levels, every single time you're intimate with somebody, you're giving and you're taking energies, frequencies, characteristics, blood, cells, all that is a integration point. And being mindful, or being careful, or being um diligent in how you're connecting, you know, is where I think for the children, we got to start. If with some people have already started, but majority, when I was when the school, oh my gosh, you can't touch every single child. And it's like they have the programs. They don't have sex ed no more, but they have the programs. And you got some parents who say, I don't want nobody talking to my children about sex. And you got some parents that are like, they need to know about sex, but what are you doing to help them understand, overstand, and understand the value behind that? What Mama Phyllis said, sacred energy exchange. Ashe, I'm yielding my. Thank y'all.
I say,
Okay. I say I was talking on mute. Give thanks for that. That brought up a few things as you were talking about when, you asked a question about when do you do it or what do you do about it. Here's what I found, because I have an 11-year-old. She's about to be 12. And, you know, she's already started her cycle and she likes boys and things like that. But here's the thing, and I'll say this is the thing that also kept me, and it depends on the child, right? These are just all perspectives, and these are different things that can be done. One of the things is what I found in my experience. I knew when I was younger. Um, I happened to grow up with parents, even though they everything wasn't perfect. My parents were divorced and things like that, but I had importance to them. Me keeping my vessel and not getting pregnant. We were always told that, right? My mother and my father. My father. Now this is extreme. Both of my parents are deceased, so I'm not embarrassing anybody. But listen, this is extreme. My father literally took us down when we were little children. I probably was about 6. My other sister was 8, and my older sister was 10. He literally took us down in the middle of the night to where prostitutes are in Chicago, and drove past. And okay, so like I said, it was extreme. It was extreme, and he literally cussed us out and said, I remember looking at the ladies, and they scared me. Like I was scared when I saw them, and he was like, y'all better not do this. You better. I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know what they were, but the energy from it, and then him just like, because he had 3 girls, and he was just like, y'all stay in school, you do this, you do that. So what happened is, in the home, this is an example of what could happen in the home, right? Or with the parents, or like, we heard Kim 194 talking about the people that did that may not have been in the home. Also, Priestess Moot, she was that person. But when they know that they are significant and important to somebody that they value, it holds them. Even if they, they like boys and they this and that's funny or whatever, but if they understand that they have a plan, like, what I have my daughter, it's a joke, but and it's not a joke. Let me not say it's not a joke, because I am serious about when I know families that are in the same frequency that we're in, and they have children that are the same ages as my children. Oh yeah, I'd be like, you know what? We need to start talking about how we can keep them connected. So we might, arrange the marriages. I'm serious about it. Because we already know the parents, we know the grandparents, you know what I'm saying? Why should we, why mess around? So I've been telling her from a long, from a young age, that I'm going to arrange a marriage. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, but she's already telling her friends that she's already, accounted for. She has an arranged marriage, and it's not that I haven't really arranged anything, but I'm just saying, but have I, Priestess Moot can tell me she got a grandson, same age. Have a little conversation and get our babies married.
Okay.
Right? So I think that's one.
Your phone breaking out. Yeah, she did. She had a little chop. She'll be right back in. But yeah, I wanted to also share. My oldest daughter was 8 years old when she started her cycle. So diving into that, the intimacy of having that conversation at the age of 8, that took me through a shock of, having to have those talks to an 8-year-old, and protecting their bodies, and being mindful of their times of the moon, of when their body was going to. And back then, I wasn't talking about no moon, nothing. I wasn't talking about no cosmology. I wasn't talking about life cycles or nothing like that. I wasn't into it. And so, but going within to see the importance of communicating with our young on their bodies and how to protect their bodies and how to keep their bodies. It's important, it's important today as to how they treat themselves and love on themselves and be confident in their own skin, when they do get of age. Are you back, High Priestess? Oh no, she's not back yet. She'll be back in just a second.
Are you back,
But
High Priest?
oh, somebody open the mic.
Are you back, High Priest?
Oh, somebody open that mic. I hear an echo. If you're on mute mic until yeah. So when we do this, it just helps to keep that riffraff of deception and all that out of their content, or context in what they say or do. All right, 221, you wanted to come on and say something. I'll yield the mic to you.
Yes, am I being heard?
Yes, you are.
Yes, am I being heard? Okay.
Yes, but I
Yeah.
can hear you.
Okay. Um, Wow. Yeah, I just want to tap in. When we, welcome to Mimic, which is melanated immortals making evolutionary change. We made that word up. And this is what we have to do because it's the language. The language is what causes you to interact with whatever you interact with, the way you interact with it, right? But I evolved to uh, this 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 group that we're in right now. I didn't come down to it. I'm evolving. This is a step up. Mimic is another word of saying God, accepting the fact that you're God, right? There were a people who had a God complex, who knew what we're talking about and had the conversation a century ago. Study the year 19 and 14, right? And you'll learn about some families who had a God complex and they had a conversation like this and they put things in place in order to make sure that their families and their children became gods. And the way that they had to do it was a very unnatural way. They had to make sure that they degraded and downgraded us in order for them to be gods. They said we can't really enhance what we have genetically, but what we can do is degrade what others are working with. And that's exactly what they did, right? So we have to control sight, sound, right? So we have to control sight, sound, scent, taste, and touch. Our babies are having their menses at 8 because we don't control what our children are tasting, what they're seeing, right? Everything that comes in to the psyche has an effect on our physiology, right? So everything is sped up because they're putting hormones in the food, right? They're seeing things on the television, right? What they smell, everything that has an effect on the psyche. Human beings have taken the initiative to manipulate, right? This has been going on for this. It is prior. It wasn't no internet when I was acting the way that I was acting. What was on the TV, what the teenagers were doing when I was a little boy, and with what they were putting in the foods to excite my hormones was enough then. Now is 10 times that. You know, um, God complex. When you say mimic, you're talking about those of us who have evolved to know that we have the responsibility to be the God over our circumstances. If you tap into the Bible, in the beginning of the Bible, it says everything that God made is good, right? So you don't have to do anything. I'm looking at apples. We don't have to do anything with the apple. It's already cooked in the sun, right? It already tastes like how a human being want their food to taste, right? An apple, a pear, a grape, it's already ready, right? Because everything that God does is good. Likewise, what we're calling sex. And I would beg to differ when we say sex is not just something for pleasure. No, everything that God made is good. That's why it's pleasurable. That activity is to create, which is God. That's what God does. Is create. That activity is a portal to create. And everything that God does is good. Therefore, it feels good, right? The better it is for you, the more in alignment you are with your nature as a God, the better it feels. Hence, orgasm, right? But it's not about, just tasting the sweetness of an apple. that is like unto your body. It's natural to your body. It's going to nourish your body. It's going to strengthen your body. It's going to energize your mind to be more creative. It's not, but then you allow other people with a God complex themselves, study the year 19 and 14, and they just give you, they separate the sweetness from the fruit, and they just give you granulated sugar, right? And then you have now an addiction to sugar, right? And then now it makes you you're out of control sexually because you're full of sugar, right? And then at a certain point, you got sugar in your tank. You ain't even thinking about creating no more. You just want to express. You got sugar in your tank now, so it don't even got to be a girl. It don't even got to be a girl because your tank is full of sugar. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter. It's all about the pleasure, from the interaction. So we got to really have a God complex. We can't be scared about nobody talking no cult bullshit. You know what I mean? You have to control your culture. You know what I mean? You have to not stop telling our babies the devil's bedtime story, because this is why another word for sex is going to bed with somebody, and it's all wrapped up in the bedtime stories, what we allow them to see, and we have to teach our babies spelling, not how to arrange word, how to produce a word like mimic. What does mimic mean? You're a god. So what does that mean? That means everything that is a thing and everyone who is a one, right, was created through the act of a couple of gods that had something in their mind and they brought it forth. Well, what if it's a thing? Well, the person that they brought through would innately have that idea in their mind, and when they grew to a mature age and they brought the thing into reality. This is how it's always been, but we've had I'll let High Priestess get into the day at a time and the time lapse and all of these different things that have taken place to cause us to just lose our memories. And I'll yield the mic at that.
I say. Okay, I think I missed some of it, right? Because my mic went out. I got hot, and then you know what happens. My communication starts going down, so I had to modulate my energy. So I think what I was hearing was the conversation. I guess you all heard the part about the arranged marriages, and I think what I was just hearing was 221 talking about how that has that has happened. That's the God complex, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
People, they did that. There's families that run
Yes.
everything. They got you scared of the boogeyman, or the Trump card and the 50 card, the
Oh
52
yeah, the
card.
Rothschilds and all of them.
It,
Yeah, all that.
so
Got it.
they control the things that come into the psyche of a human being physically. What sight, sound, scent, taste, and touch. They say, how do we control that? That's the same thing we're saying right now.
I say, got it. Yes, and so in the perspective I was talking about was with my daughter, that keeps her from going into these things. She has a culture. She has a culture that says that she's already accounted for. She's already spoken for. And so she has something now that holds you. And I had the same thing, the experience that happened with my father. And he was just like, no, you all are too important to wind up like this. So we weren't so easy to touch. Right. And so those things, and even if the parents are not present to give that, we can be that. Right? Just like how we heard Priestess Maat talk about it. We heard Kim 194 talk about it. Right? And we can use some of this good feeling energy, right? This is why we showed the promo of cosmic intercourse. And if you were, it's a 5-minute promo, right? If you was catching some of what we were talking about we were talking about just that, like the energy of using, I like how you talked about that 221, using some of this good feeling energy, right? And I heard 194 talk about it, right? To create what we want to create a frequency. Oh, come on, Inez. I knew she was gonna do it. You must have heard me telepathically because she's gone through the cosmic intercourse. But to use some of this energy to set these frequencies, even as a women, period. Just not even we can set this frequency out here. This is how the melanin frequency came in the first place, right? It came in through this kind of energy, right? So we've been talking about it the whole time. Every time we get on here on Sunday, we talking about it, right? I want to bring definitely, I see Inez has come through. She and her husband have gone through cosmic intercourse, and I'm sure that's why she came in the spot to speak about it. So I yield the mic.
Greetings. Yes, it's Kin 229, the red galactic moon. So me and my husband, we went through the whole program, or probably about some years ago. So I will say, when we first went through it, it was a while ago, but it is extraordinary. I will say that. Sister Maat and Brother Neb Taharka, they kind of like take you through each tone, and they're taking you through the cosmic expressions. They're taking you through the creation story through each tone, through the magnetic tone, all the way to the cosmic tone. And so it's kind of like talking about when we get pregnant, when we have our cycle, whatever day we have our cycle on, like whatever moon we're in, say for instance, if it's a solar moon, okay, then for that moon, the woman for 28 days, 28 plasmas, we will be centered in on that particular tone. So it would be the solar tone. And for 28 days, we kind of try to feminine and masculine, which is fame, the feminine and masculine energies together. We're really trying to understand what the solar tone means to us and how we can create, through sex, create through conversations within that tone. And so every time you have your cycle, you're on a different tone. You never know what tone it's going to be. So I went through quite a few tones doing that. And I will say my husband, he was along with me. We would talk about it. So it was very interesting, and it was deep. It's actually very deep, because I was like, who else can I talk to this about? Besides my husband, like would anyone else like be interested in this? And what I realized is that it's evolved. Like it's evolved sexual intimacy. It's evolved sexual thought. Like it brings on all these different questions, all these different emotions that you've never even thought about before. Because usually we just kind of like go into sex and we just kind of, we do what we do. But like when you're using that masculine, that feminine essence, it's different. It is very different, because throughout the whole 28 days, or the plasmas throughout that tone, whichever tone that you landed on, you're constantly thinking about creating something. And so, it's absolutely divine, and it's absolutely everyone should check it out, and do it with your partner if you have a partner, because it's futuristic. It's not even. It's just different, and the great thing about it is you can kind of create how you want to go about doing it. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
And I also wanted to bring up some things that Neely Fuller has said about sex. If I hope y'all know who Neely Fuller is, but he talked a lot about white supremacy and different things like that, whether you believe in that or not. But he did speak about sex a lot. And I was listening to a radio show like many, many years ago, maybe about 15 years ago. It was a late night show, and Neely Fuller was up there. It was the first time I had heard of him, and he said something really profound. And he had said, he was talking about male and female relationships. And he said that before you sleep with someone, you should ask 500 questions. I was like, what? I never heard nobody say that, but 500 questions. I was like, okay. So in the book, like I bought his book and everything, and it goes through some of the questions that you ask. The whole reason for asking the questions is to get rid of confusion, because you really need to know, what you're about to get into. Now, and also, like if you ask 500 questions, you may find out that you don't like the person. You may not find that you want to do that with the person or whatever. And so I thought that was remarkable, because I thought that was really good information to ask about 500 questions. So give me one second. I'm gonna go through the book real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find a couple of the questions that you can ask. Give me 1 second. I just had it, but I kind of fell off. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest right now. I cannot find the questions while I'm on this, and I don't want to take up any more time. But you can get creative with the questions. But just think about that: asking 500 questions before you go into a sexual act with somebody, and you can maybe tell your children that to kind of like, these are questions that you should ask when dating and different things like that, to get to know the person. And if he doesn't meet up to your standards, then maybe that's not the person for you, and being honest. And he also said that the same questions you ask, you have to be willing to be asked those questions and answer them honestly. So if you don't want to answer something, don't ask it. But I would like to say this too. Thank you, Sister Maat, High Priestess, for creating fame, because it is, like I said before, it's futuristic, it's evolved. And I know that if people were not on it like they were back when you put it out, it's because it was so evolved. And even for me and my husband, we were like trying to like, ooh, this. It was kind of a lot, trying to, do it together. But we were also managing it at the same time. So we were evolving. And so I just wanted to say thank you for that. And we will continue with our fame. All right, Keith.
I say, thank you for that. And yeah, if you find the some of those questions, definitely share them in the chat. Yeah, definitely. When we put out that cosmic intercourse, it was before its time. But recently, I think this is now the time we'll probably start promoting it again, because I think that we're in the space now where it can be absorbed and implemented. So yes, but I thank you all for being the forerunners, in the forefront and doing it and help us working the kinks out of it and things like that. So we appreciate it. We appreciate you for doing that. All right. So I love this. I love this conversation. And we've been touching on a lot of things. Does anyone else have anything to say before we close out? Any other comments, questions? Even in the audience, if you have questions, that's also another. You can also ask some questions too with this. Any other comments or questions? Before we're going to talk about this act of unity and what we can do going forward based on what we just talked about.
Am I being heard?
Yes, yes.
Can't 221. Yeah, I say I give thanks for this conversation, this dialogue. It's not something. It's not entertainment. This is a response to recognizing what your nature is, who you are. You know, we are the only gods that we need. You know, and when we unite and have these uh, remembrance conversations and then act responsibly, then we will solve these challenges, knowing that it's just a gift, knowing that we allow things to become problems just so that we can solve them. When you realize that you're God, we have the answers to all of this, and it boils down to this conversation right here, the creation conversation, right? And that's what this is. We've allowed people to whoever has the power to define, is your God, you know. So as a little boy, I was, obsessed with booties, but and I was one of those little boys grabbing on little girls' booties and slapping their booties and stuff like that. And if they didn't slap my face and tell on me, then I knew that, you know what I mean. Okay, it could be something. You know what I mean? They hadn't been nobody didn't teach them in a way that was a total violation. And we have to get right. We got to get boiled all the way down to children knowing who they are before they walk out that door and interact with other children, so they know how to respond to little devils who don't even know they're little devils. So yeah, I give thanks for the conversation. We're making evolutionary change. We're not stuck with. We pay attention to the frequency and the vibration of certain words that we've been using. We take it, we open them up, and if it's not right, we throw it away. And if we got to produce a brand new word, it's nothing to a God. Peace.
Ashe, give thanks. All right. Oh, Priestess Mood, I saw you came off your mic.
Yeah, 221 hit it on the nose. Um, that this has definitely been evolutionary. um to everyone who remained in the space, came, went, came back, whatever it took, the information, that we have expressed here, from every share to the content in and of itself. This is our unity act. This is where we are taking things to that next level, going through, evolving, and to reaching out and into our youth, bringing it up into our adults, seeing where we are. I mean, hey, I'm reflecting big time. I am. I'm pulsing right now in this whole everything. I came in at the right time, um, but it's like, had I going through that, I know how Priestess is gonna preach it. We ain't in no deficit, okay? We not holding on to no deficit mindset, okay? I hear you, High Priestess. Um, but when you reflect, it's it's I shoulda, coulda, wouldas, removing those from the vocabulary and going into the I am, being who we incarnated to be, being fulfilling our purpose and bringing joy, into all the different obstacles that come our way. Not looking at them as hindrances, but looking at them as stepping stones, to getting to our next level and who we are. And we're going to have to face those, because that is the obstacles that brings us our experiences, that brings us the challenges in order to make them our gifts, right? And so when we take it on, or say bring it on, you know um that's us putting ourselves in position to face our truths in our relationships, with our co-partners, with our family members, with ourselves, in every aspect of holding it all together, in the community, and in this unity that we are building this year. you know I know the next melanin frequencies, you know subject is gonna be different, but either way we still go through the frequencies. And I just have to say this: the visionary of what we're doing here and right now, to the visionary of what we're doing right here, right now. This has been in her gut. She has birthed this information, this material, these frequencies umpteen years ago. And as it was shared, as it was stated back then, that cosmic intercourse, I sat in when it was presented live. But it's nothing when you have someone to do it with. I tried, but it was under the wrong pretense, to experience it. And so you have to be very strategic, I think is the right word to say, when you choose someone to experience that fame with, to experience that cosmic intercourse with, and being very um together, on experiencing it. I'm like, I was like, I want to know this. I want to experience this. I want to feel this. And you just can't go picking somebody, because all bodies are not the bodies that we need to experience that with. So I'm like, before time, High Priestess was is that kind of cosmic wisdom where everything is put in her. She writes it down, she makes it plain, she implements it, and she brings it to the table, even when we think it's not time. And that takes me back to the times of when it's best to talk to the children. Even when it's before time, it's the right time, because it prepares us for the time that it will be activated. So I just give thanks to you, High Priestess, above and beyond, for having the courage, the boldness, the level of confidence to bring this information out when you did, and the fact that it is still relevant today. Thank you very much. I'm gonna yield the mic on that.
Ashe, give thanks for that. And it's my pleasure. Hey, we just being who we are. And so I appreciate all of the support and all of the reflections. Anyone else before we close this out? Anyone else? All right. I thank y'all for participating, for coming in here, because if I didn't have time to arrange a formal panel, so I got my panel anyway. So I really appreciate having the panel here, and everyone sharing and bringing their perspective, because that's part of that unity, right? That's part of what we're doing. This is an act of unity. So it was we needed to hear from all of the different roots of this tree, right? This mycelium of source tree that we are talking about, that we have been talking about, that we've been speaking about. And it brings all of that knowledge to us, and it strengthens us. Let's take a look here at this act of unity. And this is something that we can do either as one, by ourselves, or with our unity partners, or just share our answers. And a big part of what we talked about was the communication. How are we going to set this bar? Right? Physically, mentally, spiritually. And it comes through communication. It comes through really speaking the things that are on your heart. Right? Whether it be about sex or otherwise, right? And so here in the act of unity, right? We want to engage in an open discussion with our unity partners about this particular frequency, right? What do we really, really feel about it? And maybe in the unity, I mean, we live on YouTube right now, right? And we did get some real answers and some real responses here, but we can also go deeper when we go into our unity groups and really ask some questions about what do we feel about this, right? And now here's the thing, right? We want to, this is how you can really, really, I love this exercise. It seems so simple. And it seems like something that you can just do in your head, right? But it's really something when you actually write these things down and then you put that label on it, whether it's helpful, whether it's impeding or judgmental. Do you have a judgment about something? And this is not for us to go, and I heard you, Priestess Moot, talking about, this is not for us to go into deficit about this, or defense, or combat, or conflict. It's not for that. It's just to know where we are with it. Right? I had just something today when somebody, I was looking at something and I was like, I'm not gonna look at that. Now, why? Because it was a quick, resistance. So whenever I have that, I go through this. Let me see why. What's the resistance? Now, it could be a true resistance because it's not something I need to be thinking about. But I need to see where is that coming from, right? So we want to do that. Authenticity in communication, right? And this is a good way to express whether or not we examine our feelings and our desires openly. Right? Even if it may seem, it doesn't, and this is the thing. This is why we did the first step, because we want to know if what we're talking about, if we have a judgment about it, because that, a lot of times when you have a judgment about something, that goes along with how you express it. It may be true, right? It may be truth, though, sprinkled with judgment. So it comes across differently. Just real quick, I know we've been on here for a moment. I remember being on this panel on this show, and there was a brother. He wanted to express something to sisters and how they operate, like single mothers, and when they take the children away from the fathers or whatever. And he had a perspective of it. Now, what he was saying was true in a sense of, we have seen, we know people that have had those experiences and they have done those things, right? But the judgment was really what came through the vessel. The judgment came through first. He wanted them to feel bad. He wanted the women, and particularly Black women, to feel bad about this and about these statistics and about this and about that. That's what came through more than the truth, right? Another brother on the panel said the same thing, the same truth without the judgment, right? And he got a lot more response from the women. Why? Because he didn't necessarily want them to feel bad. He wanted them to know that this is what happens on the other side when you make this kind of decision. Right? So if we know how we are expressing, then that then we know how we're communicating, and that communication can be different, right? And so that's the authenticity. What are you really trying to, communicate about? Do you really want to communicate what you think about, why you did that and did, right? Instead of the truth of the matter, right? And then your intentions and motivation. So let's just, I would say do this act of unity as is, right? And let's keep the conversation going. This is not just a one-time conversation. I like that we had it. One of, we talked about the points of what we can do now, right, with this frequency, and how we can hold this bar and keep it high. So with that, it definitely has been my honor, my pleasure. I really enjoyed this. I got my panel going, right? So just stay on with us for a little while just to seal in this frequency. And we just thank you for your participation. And again, if you're interested in joining us for our spring equinox ritual and our priesthood open house, and you want to come for a day, definitely just go to the website, RSVP, and we will send you an email. Just let us know, put a note in there and let us know that what you're interested in. And then we'll definitely get back to you. And again, it's been my honor, my pleasure. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Hotep.
Hotep. This has definitely been a frequency active unity session. Hope everybody took their notes and just bask in the energy that has been put out to us all this evening. Stay with us till the end as we close out the focus, like you heard High Priestess say, because we are Melanin Frequency. We are the Melanin Emerging Collective Consciousness Alignment. We come together here every single Sunday at 6 p.m. as we bring in our Melanin Frequency Vigil that has been transmitted since the fall equinox of 2019. Y'all say this closing frequency with me as we are in the year of divine unity. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth. We embody our natural love frequency, living as one in divine unity on earth.
We are spreading the word about an energy vigil dedicated to the betterment of melanin dominant people worldwide. It is called Melanin Emerging Collective Consciousness Alignment. As you know, there are groups across the world that pray and meditate for global peace and love. Though this has benefited the world, it is obvious that more is needed to dissolve the systematic and individual oppression of melanin dominant people worldwide. Our collective is transmitting frequencies right now. Each week, a different melanin dominant group is accountable for generating and holding the frequency. We began transmitting on fall equinox 2019. To find out more or get involved in this movement, check out our website at www.melaninfrequency.org.
Yes, yes, yes. And with that, we ask that you take the time to give back to the community, give back towards the mission by contributing monetary gratification to this mission, to this program. Um, In order to keep this platform going, all we're asking is $5 or more per heptad or per moon. It will definitely help keep things flowing for you and you and you who come back every single Sunday, who attend are aligning with the cycles of time, knowledge, and empowerment, who maybe even come and chant with us during our 260 spin chant calls, or any other time that we are live. Definitely, y'all give back. These are the formats to give to: Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. And then two, also know that your contributions go towards the summer program that we have coming up for our youth. And so doing good by us all continues to help do good by yourself. Ashe. So give back. And let's all begin to prepare ourselves, if you don't mind. Hopefully you're seated in a comfortable position for our closing focus. We're going to go into the sigil chant. Make sure you're breathing on purpose. Make sure you're taking in the time to set your intentions and to see the good in all that we are doing for ourselves and for our young ones as we go into this focus.
And the
evolve. Shift the thought. Shift the mindset. Shift the consciousness. Shift the world. Shift into immortal health, into immortal wealth, with application and a remembrance of cosmic knowledge. We are one. We are one. We are one. Melanin. Immortal. Establishing everlasting. We are one. Making evolutionary changes. Making evolutionary changes. We are one. We are one. Melanated immortals. We are one. Making evolutionary changes. One. Making evolutionary changes. 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 We are one. We are one. We are one. We are one. Making evolutionary changes. 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 We are one. We are one.